Let's break the walls down with this Walmart exclusive build a Paul Bearer figure, Chris Jericho, from Unforgiven, 1999, when Chris Jericho took on X-Pac. Here's the back of the package showing you the other people that you have to buy to build Paul Bearer. Unfortunately, when I found these in the store, there was no Neville, but there were enough Jericho's, Undertaker, and Rusev to please 2 people. That is correct, there were only 2 left. I'm lucky enough to get Jericho. I'm not sure which the one that everyone wants from this set is. I'd assume it would be Jericho because he comes with the head. Neville, I was kind of interested to see, but he wasn't there, and I don't need another Undertaker or Rusev in my collection at this point, especially with the attires they were wearing. I think it would have been cooler if they had Rusev wearing his boots, or if they had Undertaker as like a basic biker taker. I think that would have been a much better selection, and this would have definitely sold a bit better, but it's definitely a better selection, these 4, than what the UK got with their Build a Paul Bearer. My goodness, that set did not look very good, but let's check this figure out. This packaging's already damaged enough, so I'm not gonna use my knife. At the bottom of the box, you can see the Paul Bearer head and the urn, which is very cool. I'll get to that at the end of the review, but right now, let's check out this Chris Jericho. So personally, I'm very pleased with this figure. I think Mattel did a pretty good job. You know, it's not the most interesting Jericho attire, and it's certainly not the most intriguing event to make an attire from, but I think they did a good job. Let's check out the face and compare it to the screenshot I took from the match. I'm going to say that his goatee is way too long. This head scan dates back to 2010, I think, on the entrance greats Jericho, and it works pretty well for this figure. It's just that that goatee is too long. The hair looks nice, and overall, I think it was a smart choice for them, especially because I don't think they take the time to sculpt new things. The attire, for the most part, the pants look great, but if you pause it here, you can see it compared with the actual pants he wore that night. There are some discrepancies, but nothing too big or too bad that really gets me upset. What gets me upset the most is that the paint saturation, the colors, it's not there. It's a bit too dull, and I would have wanted them a bit more brighter. On his boots, it has Jericho printed, but as you can see, unfortunately, the J on mine for his right boot, instead of saying Jericho, it says Ierico. But the left one, it's all good, and it says Jericho, so maybe watch out for that. This is a figure for a little bit under $13, and I'm pleased with it. It's a basic, it's nice, it's finally putting a classic Jericho back on the shelf. But is this a necessary pickup because we're having a Jericho Elite from around this time coming out as a Ringside Collectibles exclusive? If you're holding back on spending, I think this is a great thing to pick up, especially because he comes with the head and the urn. And I'm sure a lot of you want to build Bearer. Well, your boy Tommy's gonna give you a little fig hack. Is gonna give you a little purchasing hack, a little way to get yourself a Paul Bearer on the cheap. I was almost gonna buy all of them when I looked at the Undertaker and the Rusev, and I realized they weren't worth it. So if you have any other Build-A-Figures, I'd recommend Jim Ross or Paul Heyman. I doubt WWE and Mattel actually changed the body molds. The only thing is the suit is black, so if you have a Build-A-Figure in a black suit, you can just swap the heads, and then boom, what do you become? Paul Bearer. Pretty much works, right? Yeah, there's a little pin on there, but if you close your eyes and imagine it, it looks really good, right? I think the head is fantastic, and certainly amazing paint job, amazing sculpt. This is a good Paul Bearer. And basically, if you have a suited Build-A-Figure, or even if you have like or any suited figure, even J&J Security, you could probably put it in hot water, pop the head off, and put this head on, I'm assuming. And then you get Paul Bearer and Jericho for a good price. I wonder why Mattel doesn't do things like Hasbro did with the Chameleon figure, coming with a bunch of heads. But this way, you can basically do that yourself. So that's a little Tommy secret. That's what I'm doing. I'm honestly probably not going to pick up the other people because there is going to be a purple Neville Elite. So pretty much no reason to get that. But if you're a big stickler and you really want the black suit, good luck finding these figures. But this Jericho is an alright figure. Not bad. I don't really recommend it, but if you want a basic Jericho in this style, it's probably the best one you're going to see for a little bit. So thank you all for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope some of you are going to do this little cheap way of getting a Paul Bearer figure like I did. It's fine. It's totally workable. And also, as I was doing the research for this Jericho, taking screenshots for the video, I noticed something, and a lot of people have been overly nostalgic, wanting to bring back the Attitude Era. Well, let me tell you something. The audiences of the Attitude Era are alive and well, living in the comment section on YouTube.